Oh, hello there, SCP Foundation staff, and especially those of you headquartered at Site 42. Welcome to another Coffee Break with Dr. Sherman, a subsidiary of the anomalous broadcast from Site 42, and also a Fan Art Friday. So, as always, I am Dr. Theron Sherman, Site Director of Site 42, as well as Head Containment Specialist, and I open my door once a day. We don't know what time of day that will be, but at least once a day for a short time to educate, illuminate, and elucidate you to the secrets of the SCP Foundation. Now, whether that's the anomalies we contain, the groups of interest who get really mad that we contain them, the staff who is just so damn good at containing, or hypothetical containment procedures for anomalies that fall outside of the Foundation's purview, whether it be because they're from a different multiverse, pataphysical narrative level, i.e. Fandom. I'm here to answer your questions for the next 53 minutes with a hard cutoff. So we got to make sure we don't overdo that. I got work to do today. Lots of testing happening. So, Fan Art Friday is, of course, in effect. And so I'm going to really make sure I answer those first. That way we don't run out of time. So if you donate in this first section, after I answer the first couple questions, then just remember I will get to them. I don't miss them. I do my best. First of all, SCP-682, thank you for being the first one in the chat. I'm a little confused as to how you got a phone. Must be some really different universe, I guess. Meanwhile, Amber Chaos, Junior Researcher Sally, Puppet Boy, Silent Follower, Gamer77, Amber Chaos, Remicus Prime, Eldritch Whispers, Researcher Voidel, Zerdrin, Chaos Goblin Dogs, Rat, Pinky. Good to see you all in the chat, so bright and early, and thank you for being members. And Hazard Russ, Avari, Obim, and Baxter, thank you for being in the chat, just for being you. You may have noticed the thumbnail today is a iteration of HATSHERME by prolific Site 42 chat doodler, Junior Researcher Sally, who we will be giving some time to in the late end of Fine Art Friday because, wow, just wow. We'll talk about that in a little bit. Hey, question, is Desk here today? Desk is not currently present. I am assuming the desk is napping. Desk, when desk naps, desk heavily naps. So we're flying on our own today. So, let us begin with a Silent Follower. Thank you for your first donation to today's stream as well as being a member. Grab yourself some shrimp puffs on your way past the commissary. How's the shoulder? Better today? A little bit. A little better, but, you know, this kind of postural issue that comes from the nervous system that makes you sleep weird when your nanobots are reintegrating the nerves in your left arm and shoulder, it's going to take some time, but I'm going to be okay. Just recovery takes time. Remicus Prime, thank you for your first donation to today's stream as well as being a member. Grab yourself some Energon Flakes on your way past the commissary. Question, do you observe the phenomenon called Femboy Friday? The only reason I ask is because a protoform asked me. While I do not traditionally participate in the Femboy Friday trend, due to someone's fan art today, you might be getting an iteration of what that looks like. but you're just going to have to wait until I get there. So, going over to the Site42 artwalk@gmail.com, where you can send your fan arts for Fan Art Friday, as long as you follow the rules. The rules are posted. In fact, we got to post it somewhere very obvious soon. But anyways, long story short, we don't show all the art that comes in. Sometimes things break the rules. We have rules. But if they do not break the rules, or if I am just that interested in them, we show them on Fan Art Friday. It is now time for Fan Art Friday. Starting with a user by the name, they did not give me any pronouns or handle, so I'm just going to call you George. And George got very creative, posting enemy of the channel, SCP-049, but in a very creative manner. Like, look at the skeletal, spinal, Nightmare Before Christmas version of 049 with the scalpel and the bone and the syringe. This is actually quite cool. I still don't like that guy for its crimes against Dr. Raymond Ham, but at least it's a cool-looking criminal. Now, as we continue down Fan Art Friday, I have to point out a bit of a trend started forming very early. The first 3 arts in a row were 049. Why did you all do this? I don't know. Did you collaborate on this somehow? 'Cause why? Why did you decide this was the theme for this week? I didn't ask for that. But either way, here is a second SCP-049, this time from Dark Duality. They drew this very interesting swirly robe style that I find very pleasing to the eyes. And also, I don't like the glee in its eyes. I don't like how happy it looks. That scares and bothers me. I don't appreciate it. But again, another very nice 049. Thank you, Dark Duality. Oh, I accidentally clicked off the tab. That is not helpful to the cause. Continuing on. Now, if you are going to draw SCP-049, then I at least appreciate you doing what our friend, Dr. Singer did. And Dr. Singer drew the French fucker as a stereotype for laughs. And you know, I do get offended at the racist Italian pasta, but I am a hypocrite and I enjoy making fun of this French freak. Ha ha ha. Or sorry, ho ho ho. And that, I believe, brings an end to the 049 section of Fan Art Friday, thankfully. Next up is Val. Val sent us something absolutely haunting. So, here is Val. And this is the haunting of SCP-4521. Go to sleep, says everyone. Not until it screams. SCP-4521. It won't scream! Signed, Dr. Sherman. And then hidden in the upper corner here. You are filled with determination. Is that why I can't stop trying to make the tree scream? Is it a cognitohazard caused from the Undertale dimension? No, it's just an evil tree and I will make it scream. Don't worry about it. But thank you again, Val, for your art. The scary eyeball really gets me. Next up, Dr. Evil Greasy John has a village of adorable anomalies. An absolute village featuring 999, 131 the iPods, the Patchwork Bear 2295, Tubbo, and then I actually don't know what these are. If anyone knows what these particular anomalies are, I do not know these SCPs. I am quite confused. But the rest of them, very cute. Very cute little village of anomalies. They look so happy on their little adventure. You know what this reminds me of? This reminds me of Pokemon the movie. Or no, not Pokemon the movie. The episode of Pokemon where they get lost on the Pokemon theme park with the giant Pokemon robots. And so all the Pokemon have to travel together and you can understand what they're saying in subtitles for once. And all the little Pokemon are lost, but they're on an adventure to find their trainers again. That is what that reminds me of. And I think that would make an adorable animated series episode. Let's just do the Pokemon Lost in the Wilderness episode, but SCPs. It could be adorable. I mean, obviously, we'd have to make it 10% different for lawsuits, but you know what I mean. Dr. Evil Greasy John, thank you for the adorable ones. That leaves us 2 more to go. I'm saving this one for last. Avari, you are here. So, Avari drew me in the style of an object show, which means I had to look up what an object show was. That was an adventure, but here is an object. And here is Dr. Sherman as an object show character, Dr. Penn. I feel like this would be the version of me in the orientation video for the SCP Child Cadets for our Child Army. And they have a orientation video from Dr. Penn. Dr. Sherman, maybe? Maybe. And now, the grand finale. Oh boy. Junior researcher Sally. How many atrocities are you going to commit with your art? How many abominations will you bring to life for the entertainment of this chat? Let me count the ways. Junior researcher Sally has what it would look like if Site 42 followed FANART Friday. Or sorry, Femboy Friday. Because that is a picture of Dr. Sherman in a maid dress. Now, if that was not enough, there is a bonus of Dr. Clef in a maid dress. Dr. Sherman, Dr. Clef, made an abyss. This is an abyss of maids. It's horrifying. And of course, we have the thumbnail, which is HATSHERME. I'm going to go on tour with Baby No Money, and we're just going to HATSHERME Miku cosplay all over America. We'll be twinsies. It'll be great. But that's not all. I told you that Sally is prolific. We're not done with their bullshit. But I'm going to get the version from the Discord server just so it's easy for me to pull up. So give me a moment. So, Here is a close-up photo of me being absolutely menaced by that thing. And I'm pulling up the last one because the last one is a freaking video, which means I have to mute the sound so I can listen to myself being horrified as well. Great. Let's make it. Okay. Why? Why? Ye gods. And when I say ye gods here, I am calling to all the Jizai, okay? I need help from multiple Jizai. We need the whole crew, like the Jesus Power Rangers, the Jesus Rangers, coming into town to save me from Sally. My word. No, don't play it again. Stop it. Stop it. Stop that. So, yes, while I wait for Uber driver Jesus and milk Jesus and bread Jesus and Vor Jesus to come help me, we will just continue. That, my friends, was another successful Fan Art Friday. Congratulations. And so now for the next 38 minutes, this coffee break continues. Let me get back to the chat. Commissar Pfeiffer, thank you for your first donation to today's stream, as well as being a member. Make sure to grab yourself a heaping helping of cornbread on your way past the commissary. 7 minutes. 7 minutes is all I can spare to play with you. Signed, Albert Wesker. At MetroCon. MetroCon, if you're not familiar with it in Tampa, they're an anime convention, but they are descended. Their theater troupe is descended from the same cast that invented human combat chess matches at the Renaissance Fair. And so they do combat shows, stunt shows, fire shows, masquerade balls, acting performances. It's where I did a lot of theater training when I dropped out of college, because I did not finish that. But, that was regular Sherman talking there, not me. I just relate, so it didn't hurt. Anyways, while I was at MetroCon, one of their shows is a comedy show. And over the years, it's evolved from a Mario Party comedy joke about the Mario games and Nintendo. And it turned into essentially Saturday Night Live for anime nerds. Its next iteration, they did Studio Ghibli abridged. And so they did they did an on-stage live performance abridging all of the Studio Ghiblis with funny, bad props, cardboard box. It's really silly and funny. And this past year, they stopped doing Ghibli abridged, and they changed it over to Resident Evil abridged. All the games. And so, when you say Albert Wesker, it took me back to that. Their Wesker was very funny and very flamboyant. I thought it was my headphones too. I might be yelling. I get excited and I get loud. It happens. Epic Fire Dragon, thank you for your first donation to today's stream, as well as being a member. Oh, is it still acting weird? Do I need to restart? I just got back from playing Undertale, then you say you are filled with determination. What a crazy random happenstance. Congratulations on your universes converging in real time. Grab yourself a Jell-O on your way past the commissary. Chris the Dire Wolf Boy, thank you for your first donation to today's stream, as well as being a member. Make sure to grab yourself a turkey leg on your way past the commissary. Dr. Sherman has a new nightmare. Yes. Yes, that was very nightmarish. I agree. Sir, are you aware of you were an SCP before it got downvoted into oblivion? Edits, I did not realize that, but I'm not shocked. Sometimes people will write very quick, honestly rushed and kind of poorly written SCPs and cold post them, and that gets them in trouble with the wiki community. And passionate fans, I appreciate the passion, but you also got to put in the work to make it good. Oh my god, if someone wrote an SCP of me and it stayed on the wiki, that would be the crazy shit. What the hell would I even be? I'm not an anomaly. I'm just a regular average human being, non-anomalous in every way, as is my pen, completely non-anomalous. So what would an SCP document about me even be about? That's crazy talk. Ryder, thank you for your first donation to today's stream. Grab yourself some chicken wings on your way past the commissary. What in Jesus' name did I enter into? Oh, Jesus will be here soon to protect me from whatever junior researcher Sally is kicking up. I'm not old enough to make an SCP on the wiki for 5 weeks, but I'm going to make a swap AU of 049 on Tumblr. Should I draw the swap AU for FANART Friday? I'm only terrified of what you'd be swapping 049 with. Yajat, Noob VR, Theo, and Shadow Music. Welcome to Site 42 staff. Thank you for subscribing. Commissar Pfeiffer, thank you for donating again. I will watch over the ones who live on, those who carry the memory of the man I once was. The man who gave up his life to become the one who could save the many. Commander John Shepard. Oh, Commander Shepard, we trust that it's your favorite store every time. That's our faith. The cake is a lie? Well, if you read SCP-5542, then the cake is not a lie. The cake is actually real, but it is a trap. So in 5542, the cake is not a lie, but the cake is a trap. Meanwhile, SCP, I think it's 871, the self-replicating cake, that cake is so not a lie. In fact, it is way too real, and there's way too many of them. Hey, Dr. Sherman, what are you drinking? A smoothie? I loved all the art. By the way, I also wrote an entire profile for Dr. Penn if he was in an actual object show. Well, Avery, what show would Dr. Penn be in that it needs a profile? What's the show about? Crazy how some rando turned a fictional thing into his lifestyle as if it's real. Oh, intern Faux McCloud. You're so high and mighty. You think you're smarter than the rest of us who don't know the SCP Foundation isn't real. We're just, it's called acting. Have you heard of it? There's these great things called TV shows and movies that you should really check out. I bet you would very much enjoy them. Raccoon Dog, thank you for your first donation to today's stream, as well as being a member. Grab yourself a hot link on your way past the commissary. Not an SCP. Sounds like something an anomaly would say. That you can't do that. The answer to I'm not an SCP can be truthful as a thing. In fact, many of the staff are not SCPs. Not all SCP doctors are anomalous. And it's racist of you to say that all SCP doctors are anomalous. I'm just saying. And don't quote me on that. I'm not being a hypocrite at all and just making things up on the fly. Except for the fact that I'm not anomalous, which is not made up because it's 100% factual, as is my pen non-anomalous. Not an SCP at all. Dr. Sherman, do you know Cabaret? If yes, what is your favorite song? I have not seen or thought about Cabaret in so many years. My high school put on a show of Cabaret back in the day. I wasn't in it, but woof. I mean, by the amount of songs I remember, which is nil, because Cabaret is actually not a musical theater show that I keep up with very much. I think the most memorable one for me was Two Ladies. Two Ladies was pretty funny. So I guess I got to go with that because that's the one I remember besides just Wilkemen or Cabaret itself. In fact, the song I've listened to most from Cabaret is not even from Cabaret. It's a punk rock cover by the band Me First and the Gimme Gimmes. And they did a whole album of Broadway covers and like musical theater covers. And so they did science fiction double feature from Rocky Horror. They did Over the Rainbow, Don't Cry for Me, Argentina, Summertime, Favorite Things, Rainbow Connection, Phantom of the Opera, Sing the Body Electric, and Training on Prom Night Tomorrow, What I Did for Love, Stepping Out. Stepping Out, that's the one I was thinking of. Okay. So, yeah, the pop punk covers of those songs, I've heard that one way more than I've heard the actual musical Cabaret. By the way, as a time check, we are 27 minutes from the end of stream. 27 minutes from the end of stream, everybody. I'm not a theater kid per se, too much anxiety plus voice dysphoria, but I would literally sell my soul to play Jekyll and Hyde on Broadway. I would sell my soul just to get to perform Confrontation. Confrontation is such a sick-ass song. Ho bang. Arsonkus, welcome to Site 42 staff. Thank you for subscribing. As well as Amber, Karen, David. Welcome to Site 42 staff. Thank you guys for subscribing as well. Commissar Pfeiffer, thank you for donating again. Sometimes I just like to see things burn and turn the dust. Anyways, back to researching. Most of the time when I'm under stress with no breaks. Wait, you're a commissar. You're not a mobile task force guy? You're a researcher? Honestly, that's the most surprising thing about that. Darkened Dreams, thank you for your first donation to today's stream as well as being a member. Grab yourself a Milky Way bar on your way past the commissary. Are there any New Orleans-related anomalies? Let's take a look real quick. If I check the database for New Orleans, quite the haunted place, so I wouldn't be shocked. All right, so SCP-5038 is a Class 3 way located in the French Quarter of New Orleans, Louisiana. So it is a portal that you can go through. It's in a door to a costume shop. And where does it go? There's a person of interest who can actually move the door as well. Interesting. But where does it go? This isn't really saying where it goes, unfortunately. Real quick, before I go on, hey, Radical Ruination, thank you for your first donation of today's stream, and also thank you for becoming a Site42 patron. I was going to thank you in the Victory Friday later, but since you're here, thank you for becoming a patron and supporting the channel monthly. We greatly appreciate your help, as do the editors. Hey Doc, just got level 3 cert today, but I was curious about something. Do you think a mobile task force group would exist that's just a bunch of truck drivers looking for anomalies as they run goods SCP objects about the country? So I don't think that would be a mobile task force group exactly. I just think that would be agents that we have in the field of truck driving because it's a good cover. Agents can be truck drivers because they can just be going everywhere and just say, oh, I got a delivery, man. And so that is a good way to cover up agents traveling. But, you know, you can only fit 2 to 3 people in the cab. I guess we could have a truck kitted so that the trailer could be a barracks to have a mobile task force in a truck. But I don't think like as a... I think you're in the right ballpark. I do agree that it's doable. In a way, not exactly just like truck drivers all over, but like a couple truck drivers we have as agents, or maybe a task force that's covered as a truck. In fact, truck barracks would be really good as a general cover for mobile task forces in transit. That'd be a good way to sneak them around and not have military Humvees everywhere raising suspicion. Now you're going to be suspicious of every semi-truck you pass on the road. You're going to be like, is that a mobile task force? Oh boy. I'm going to need to sit on that for a while. Claire Heard, or you're talking to Claire Heard, Candy Kush. Donald Trump is an SCP, right? Not quite. Donald Trump is anomalous, yes, but is a containment procedure for SCP-5004. Donald Trump is technically SCP-5004-B, much to my chagrin. I'd rather we use someone else at this point. Ryder, thank you for your incredibly generous donation to today's stream. And by the way, Radical Ruination, I thank you for your donation. I thank you for being a patron. I answered your question, but I forget to get you something from the commissary. So please, grab yourself some lamb chops on your way past the commissary. And you, Ryder, for your exceedingly generous donation, I would like you to go to the commissary, and I would like you to walk past the cafeteria lady without saying anything. Do not say a word to them. That's how you assert dominance. And once you get to the back freezer, I want you to pull one of the meat hooks down, the second one from the right, and then you enjoy what's back there. It's a choice cut. Ryder asks, can it be an anomalous occurrence? If any more experienced person corrects me wrong in any type of knowledge, realizes it, and proves me right in the thing. It's not just a thing, that it also happens repeatedly. Sorry for making you read this idiotic comment. Hey, I have read far more idiotic things in my time. An almost occurrence if a more experienced person corrects me in any type of knowledge, realizes it, and proves me right. So that would, if it were anomalous, it would be a scenario where you are probably granted knowledge outside of their scope somehow. It might be a knowledge-based anomaly. Or it would just be like Dr. Sumerian, a luck-based anomaly. That their brain wasn't working at the time, and so they got the answer wrong, but you didn't. Commissar Pfeiffer, thank you for donating again. Also, pretty sure there is heck you in the building. Oh, I know what heck you means. Why am I having a brain fart on this? Probably from using too much amnestics. Hazardous Environmental Combat Unit, Half-Life. That's right. That's right. Well, I mean, it's not branded a heck you, but it is. It's not a Half-Life heck you, but it is a heck you. I mean, we need these things. It's part of our work. Darlek, thank you for your first donation to today's stream. Grab yourself a Pepper Elixir on your way past the commissary. Hey, groundskeeper here. Does the SCP regard apartments that houses creatures? We haven't discovered yet, but I'm just probing here. Well, we would need to lock down the apartment complex and contain the creatures. Or if we couldn't do that, we would have to cordon it off so that real people, normal people couldn't go there. And then we would just run it ourselves and make sure that it would be a constant drain on resources. Very annoying. I love your videos. I love SCPs in your channel. Is there any way I can donate? It doesn't give me an option. Well, if you can't donate through YouTube, which sometimes it's finicky. I was just trying to donate to Psyculturist, the psychologist who's currently playing Deltarune. And unfortunately, YouTube just wouldn't let me donate that day. It was very rude. I want to support my fellow creators. It was uncool. But you can also go to the link in our description, our support links. There's a Patreon and there's a Ko-Fi, and you can donate one time at the Ko-Fi or monthly at the Patreon. So you could go there instead. Dr. Sherman, do you know Epic the Musical? So here's the thing. I got in on the ground floor of Epic the Musical when it was in progress. Back when it was Sears's song is the video I saw on TikTok. And then I completely forgot about it for years. And now that it's come up, I haven't gotten around to listening to it yet. Although I did have a good moment on Twitter yesterday. If you're not following Twitter, Blue Sky, and Threads for Site42, you're missing a lot of things that I come up with on the fly and just throw out into the ether because it's just a random thought, not really a full video or stream situation. So while I don't know Epic all the way down, what I did tweet about was that the moral of the story, ruthlessness is mercy to ourselves. Ruthlessness is mercy upon ourselves. That is such an SCP Foundation coded line. That could basically be our motto if it wasn't out there someone else first. Are you kidding me? Ruthlessness is mercy upon ourselves. That is how the Foundation rolls, baby. That is the truth of the matter. I like it. Cameron, yes, thank you for correcting me. I got it the second time. Eldritch Whispers. I do have a Tumblr. I haven't posted to it in eons. Maybe I should start posting to it again. Cameron, thank you for your first donation to today's stream, as well as being a member. Grab yourself some udon on your way past the commissary. Had this stuck on my mind. If someone sees 096's face, then uses 7122 to swap bodies with someone, would 096 target the new body? And if so, could body swaps be used to keep it running in circles? So, this brings up an important point about how body swaps function. Because memory in the body is stored in electrical signals in your brain in real life. Now, when you swap bodies with somebody, which remember, in real life science, in normal science doesn't exist, how does it work? Does your soul leave your body and overwrite the other person's soul when you trade, but the brain chemicals are still the same? Or does the brain rewire itself instantly so that the neurons match what they were in the other brain? Because if it's a soul swap situation, then honestly, 096 is going to off both of them. Because the neurons in the original brain still have the memory, chemically, and then the new brain remembers the face, literally. But if the chemicals in the brain change with the body swap, then only the person who actually saw 096's face would die. Because the clincher is 096 knows when you saw its face, and it's in your memory. So when you get got, that's why. So it's either one or both. Darlek, thank you for donating again. Well, if it helps any, we are in a pocket dimension. Though sometimes people fall in, we often get misunderstood for the back rooms. We are not the same. Oh, I hate when the doors are not very clear. And so you can just kind of fall in. That's terrible. Well, but if the door is at least stationary, we can set up a perimeter and stop people from falling in. So that would be beneficial. Silent Follower, thank you for first donation of the day. Second donation of the day. Thank you for your second donation of the day. Much obliged. I used to follow you on Twitter, but Twitter got too stressful for me and I had to delete the app. That's fair. It's a war zone. If I were in a more vulnerable place, i.e. not a cis white male, I might feel like not being there too. But because I have the privilege, I am fighting on the front lines. Constantly, the anti-wokes are yelling stupid things, and I yell back at them. Because someone needs to beat their asses. But Blue Sky and Threads are a lot more calm. So if you want to follow there instead of Twitter, I completely understand. I post everything to all of them. And maybe Tumblr again. We'll see if that happens. Commissar Pfeiffer, thank you for donating again. Mama is not the law. I am the law. Judge Dredd 2012. I just watched that movie again while I was traveling. Some of the Mobile Task Force guys wanted to watch it. I had already seen it, but I hadn't seen it in a while. Still a good flick. Still a good flick. Dr. Penn would be in an object show where different SCP staff members would be turned into objects by an anomaly. Who would be the host? I might make this now. I want to send you the profile, too. Okay, so there's an anomaly that turns us all into objects. Well, that is a good conceit, and in fact, that could be a good concept for a show. It also gives me fears like Amazing Digital Circus as well, so I'm already afraid. Give me a reason to start using Tumblr again, Sherm lol. Sheeny. Oh, God. All right, I need to see if my multi-poster will go in there. Silent Follower, thank you for donating again. Appreciate your Twitter sacrifice, lol. That guy is going to OD. And Twitter will be free. I believe it will happen sooner than later. Dr. Sherman, when are you finally coming back to TikTok? The anomalies are taking over. I'm still working on my new set. We moved to the office, and I am working on building a practical set so that the videos look really good. But it's taking so long that maybe I will start making videos again, shorts, anyways. Just because I'm getting a little lonely out there. By the way, time check. We are in the last 11 minutes of stream. 11 minutes of stream left. Sir, the SCP based on you was a researcher that changed forms upon death, and one form had an indestructible clipboard. An indestructible clipboard? I wonder where that came from. Sorry, caps was locked. Oh, so you had the opposite problem of Dedo, where his caps lock key is broken. I see. Dr. Sherman, for a D&D campaign, if 049 were to be kidnapped by an angelic entity and forced to work alongside others without killing them, how long would it take the Foundation to find it? 049 is an object, not a person. This is true of all anomalies. 049 is an it, not a he. Please practice proper pronoun parlance protocols at the Foundation. And I mean, it really depends on the mode of capture. If an angel captures you, usually there's portals and some BS involved. And that would mean that it would be very hard to trace 049. unless we installed a tracker on it. And then it's just a matter of how long it takes to catch the tracker. So it could be either way. It could be impossible or it could be really easy. That depends on the scenario. Doc, are you on Twitch? I have a Twitch. I have not used it. I'm basically camping the user handle, and I visit some Twitch streamers sometimes, like Desk. Commissar Pfeiffer, thank you for donating again. Wait. If you guys did turn objects, I would keep you all in a box to keep watch over you guys, because second family. But if you keep us in a box, we couldn't find our way back to humanity. So you would need to help us do that if you weren't. The Smoking Auditor, thank you for your first donation to today's stream. Grab yourself a pack of nicotine gum on your way past the commissary. Please tell 682 thank you for the gift. Gift? From the lizard. What gift? From the lizard. Sounds like a bad idea. Very worried. Chris the Dire Wolf Boy, thank you for donating again. Did you read Desk's report on the Solver program? Oh, actually I haven't. Desk sent me that and I have been busy since. But yes, actually, it's really funny. I just told Clef to go get it because it was bothering me in stream. You know, how the Mary Sue characters can be like, oh, it's, yeah, my character got away, my character got away, my character got away. And it's like, well, yeah, if you're going to playground, ooh, then I escaped the whole time, then we're not really having a conversation anymore. But yours, oh, wow. You guys, I think with the time left on stream, I'm just going to save this for tomorrow. How about we go over it tomorrow and or the day that Desk is back? Desk should be back tomorrow, but maybe we will get to go over it tomorrow together. I will not read it right now so I can be surprised tomorrow. My idiot self forgot it was Fan Art Friday Lamau. Well, Intern American, it's only the third one, so you don't have to worry too much. We haven't made a habit of it yet. We're working on it. Is Desky Wesky alive? Desk is sleeping, so is lightly dead, but doing fine. You know, Desk's got to get its beauty sleep. That mahogany has a nice sheen. Commissar Pfeiffer, thank you for donating again. Also, where is your Discord? Well, my friend, you have to find it. It is an Easter egg hunt. You might want to check places where YouTube and TikTok content creators put links. There's multiple places the links could be. You got to go hunting. Be very, very quiet. I'm hunting Discords. Chris the Dire Wolf Boy, thank you for donating again. You will enjoy it. I look forward to it tomorrow. The Smoking Auditor, thank you for donating again. 682 sent me a gift on his birthday every year. It's 682 is an it. Just like 049's an it. Just like Shy Guy's an it. They are objects, not people. Please practice proper pronoun parlance protocols at the Foundation. Also for the show, the anomaly would put them all in a pocket dimension so they can't reach the outside world. I'm writing this redacted now. So it is the Amazing Digital Circus and or Find Us Alive. Ha! Are you in the SCP-066 chamber? I'm in the acoustics lab, but what does the SCP-066 chamber look like? No, I am not in a yarn room. There is no yarn present. Did you make the tree scream? Not yet. Dr. Sherman, do you know date everything? If yes, what do you think about it? So as an SCP researcher, I find it horrendous that the objects are coming to life and that people are trying to fraternize with them. It's disgusting. We do not fraternize with the anomalies here at the Foundation. But as a voice actor and content creator, I think it's hella cool. And I haven't played it, but I've looked at some videos. Brennan Lee Mulligan's in it. That's already a win. So many good voice actors are in it. One day, it'll be me. One day they'll let me in. But not yet. Thank you for saying my hair is looking good, Comp 057. But the way you said it made me think of the Teen Girl Squad. Your hair is looking so good. Amazing. Universal Collision, welcome to Site 42 staff. Thank you for subscribing. How do I get started learning about this stuff? It looks so cool, but it's confusing. Getting into the SCP fandom is the same problem as getting into comic books, which is there's so gosh darn many, where do you even start? And so the best way to start is there are, on the wiki, you can find a sidebar page called User Curated Lists. The curated lists have a bunch of different lists of suggested SCPs. The user curated lists, any user of the SCP Wiki can make a list of articles they want you to check out. Curated tale series are grouped by genres. Algorithm curated recommendations, an algorithm's predictions for what the average SCP reader will enjoy, divided into various categories. I never heard of that one. And unofficial SCP starter picks. Some of the best articles on the wiki for introducing new readers to the site, featuring 10 articles from each 1,000 series. So you can start there and get a really good introduction to SCP. Furthermore, if you have friends who are into SCP, trade favorites with them. They like articles. If you are friends with them, you probably have a similar taste. So you can swap favorites with them and get more into it that way as well. That's a good way to do it. And then, of course, watch content creators, and if an anomaly we call out seems interesting, check it out. There's a lot of ways to get into it. You could just read random articles, too. Once you get really into the community, you will just start reading random articles and going to, like, the new articles list to see what's new and poppin' and highly rated. Hope that helps. Ryder, thank you for another very generous donation. We greatly appreciate your generosity. Sorry to annoy you with this, but I once had a thought when I was at school that it would be nice if me and my classmates went to a pool and told nobody. And guess what happened the next school year? We went to a fucking pool. Is that anomalous? So, it's either a coincidence or you're a psychic and need to go in a box. Choose wisely. Christodire Wolfboy, thank you for donating again. Someone gave Drac and 999 the 10,000 caffeine drink. Now both are running around hyper. What do you mean? Why the 10,000 caffeine drink? That was 10,000 grams, not milligrams. That's far too much caffeine. Ugh. Da-na. Da-na-na. All right, Site 42 staff. I am afraid I have to announce that we have reached the end of stream o'clock. It is the end of stream, so now, as is tradition around these parts, I tell you my favorite SCPs. But, of course, I'm not going to tell you that the SCPs I personally wrote are my favorite SCPs. That would be cheating. But if you did want to read those SCPs that I personally wrote, you could go to the Sherm's author page in Site 42 Hub on the SCP Wiki. There, you can check out all the SCPs I wrote, and one tab over, you'll see some links. You could go become a Site 42 patron or a YouTube channel member if you want to donate to us monthly. You could go to our Ko-Fi or our YouTube Super Chats if you want to donate one donation at a time. Either way, financially supporting Site 42 is a big help because the YouTube algorithm does not pay that much. So you guys, viewers like you, are the real heroes in that sense. And hey, even if you are broke gang, which trust me, in an arts community, so many of us are broke gang, then you are also helping out by being here in the chat, watching our videos, liking, sharing, subscribing, commenting, chatting, all that YouTube business. That makes you a valued and honored member of Mobile Task Force Psi-42, codename Signal Boosters. And with your help, we, just like we got more likes than views today, chat, you did it, we are pulling more people into the Site42 community, which pulls them into the YouTube community for SCP. Eventually, they'll go read SCP articles as well. They'll be trapped in the fandom with us. We're not trapped here with them. They're trapped in here with us. And they will help us support the authors, the artists, the wiki itself, the animators, film devs, game makers, all that kind of stuff. And so we appreciate your service in helping to support the Site42 and SCP communities. Now, quick, 2 donations came in. Smoking Auditor, thank you for donating again. Do I have to return SCP-1230 if I decide to return it? You have to return it. You don't have a choice in the matter. Chris the Direwolf Boy, thank you for donating again. On the bright side, they're only annoying 682. 682 gets annoyed, it breaks out. That's bad. By the way, congratulations again, chat. You had 155 likes and then 154 viewers. So you passed the like to viewer ratio a second time during the stream. Congratulations again. So, without further ado, my favorite SCPs in no particular order are SCP-3999, SCP-3043, SCP-008-J, SCP-Spooky-J, SCP-5031, SCP-5175, SCP-5320, and SCP-8980, although that's a pretty rough read. Trigger warning on that last one. Speed round. 3999-3043-008-J, Spooky-J, 5031, 5175, 5320, 8980. Content warning on the last one. Site42 staff, as always, I have been Dr. Theron Sherman, Site Director of Site42 of the SCP Foundation. This has been Fan Art Friday, a subsidiary of the Coffee Break with Dr. Sherman, which is a subsidiary of the Anomalous broadcast from Site42. I think I'm just going to make Fan Art Friday its own thing, so I don't have to say that every time. Either way, I hope you had fun. I hope you learned something. Be safe, be well, and as always, secure, contain, protect. See you in the next video and or stream. Wake up, everyone. How can you sleep at a time like this unless the dreamer is the real you? Listen to your voice, the one that tells you to taste past the tip of your tongue. Leap and the net will appear. I don't want to wake before the dream is over, and I'm gonna make it mine. Yes, I'll know it, and I'm gonna make it mine. Yes, I'll make it all mine. The credit song is Make It Mine by Jason Mraz. See you next time, Site42 staff.